says here you were a lawyer until not that long ago. What changed?
I'm sorry about your brother.
Jimmy, you can take some time off. Nobody's gonna ding you for not having a steady job right this minute.
Let's get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off, right?
How's your new job?
I make my own house.
At the moment, you have Gus Fring's respect. I want to keep that if I were you.
I think you're really gonna like this.
It's just not for me. And I don't think it should be for you either.
You have something to tell me? If you do, you would be well advised to do so.
Let's do something beautiful here. We make a bundle. It's free money. Every hour, every day. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
We're gonna hit some rough road.
You know why God made snakes before he made lawyers? He needed the practice. That's pretty much the only lawyer joke I know, because all the others are true stories.
Hello, it's your boy Paul Chappell. Welcome to another episode. I'm thinking of calling this segment the binge list because I did this one off because Kurt's his wife was sick and needed to put up some content. So I said, what better way to just set up in my office. Setting up the studio that we work out of takes, between the 3 cameras we use and the lighting and the mics and all that, it just, you wouldn't believe how much time it takes. I mean, it would take me anywhere between an hour and 2 hours. This setup is a lot easier. And I can do it so frequently. I can address things I see coming in on different sites that I visit, mostly trailers and news. Somehow, so anyway, I guess what I'm saying is I like this format, and I think I'm not gonna stop doing the shows I do with Kurt, of course, but I like this format, and I think I'll carry on with it. Anyway, I'm watching Better Call Saul, man. It really makes me miss Breaking Bad, because you see a lot of the old characters from Breaking Bad coming back. You got the Tuco's cousins, you got Lydia. Who else? I've heard some other characters. There's a surprise guest character coming. I don't know who that is, but man, it just really makes me miss Breaking Bad. I'm hoping Vince Gilligan and his crew, because I think this will be done, maybe, they'll probably end it around the 5th season, because it feels like they're coming to the conclusion, and that Jimmy McGill is going to turn into Saul Goodman at the end of this season. That's from what I've read, that's where they're going this season, and it's going to get a lot darker. Man, I just I'm already missing this universe that they've created, this Breaking Bad universe. So let's hope they carry on, come up with something new and interesting, because, man, I hate to get off this ride. But from the promo, if you're a fan of this show, at the end of last season, Jimmy McGill's brother Chuck kicked over a lamp in his house and appeared to set his house on fire. So from what it looks like, he's dead. I mean, there was some speculation on on whether he really was dead or not, but it looks like they were attending his funeral. And Hector Salamanca had a stroke, it looks like. So he's already transitioned to his, looks like he's going to transition into his wheelchair persona, I guess you could say. So, I don't know, pretty good stuff. I'm not sure how, it looks like they're going to have Jimmy lost his law practice at the end of last season. I mean, where he got disbarred for a year. So, it looks like he's going to have to look for a job. And it looks like he was in an interview for some, if you see him marking off a newspaper and he circles one that says some kind of copier business. So I guess he'll be selling copiers this season. Because you can, when he's sitting down with these guys during the interview, you can see the little copiers in the background. So I don't know how they're going to make that interesting, but it seems like he's going to do that, and maybe he has something brewing with Mike, which will be interesting. And Mike, of course, is now working for Gus. So what they have planned, I have no idea, but you see the muscle car driving down the highway and getting hit by spikes. It looked like a Mike type situation. Maybe they're hitting up, drug shipments or something, because that was a plot of one episode in one of the earlier seasons. So it looks like that might have something to do with that. And like I said, the Tuco cousins, forget their name. They had some other name. I just remember it was the Tuco cousins. They're back. They were kind of menacing. Who they're working for, whether they're working for Nacho or Hector or maybe Tuco. Well, I don't think Tuco's out of prison yet, so it's interesting to see who they're going to be working for, because all their bosses are either incapacitated or in prison. So we'll see. It looks very interesting. They delayed this season, and I almost forgot about it. So anyway, it's coming out very soon, and I will be I won't be binging it. I'll be watching every episode that comes out, but I'll be doing I think I want to do a binge report. I kind of want to do binge reports on, because that's the thing now. No one actually watches shows now one at a time. They binge them. I know people that were doing that before Netflix really started setting that up. So it's a thing now. People have such difficult schedules. You got the wife and husband working in most situations. If you're like my wife, she works constantly. So it's like, when do we get a time off to watch our favorite shows? So just, I think Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime, just a natural progression of that. Speaking of which, just got news a couple of days ago. Disney has bought out Fox, or they have some kind of blockbuster merger deal worked out. $71 billion. And what that means is that the X-Men, which were bought out by 20th Century Fox, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, Wolverine, which is also X-Men, but let's be honest here. When we say X-Men, we're really talking about Wolverine. They're all coming back. Well, they're not coming back, but they're coming back into the fold of the properties that Disney bought, which was the Avengers and so forth and so on. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the X-Men and all those characters, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, are coming back. My question is, Are they going to do a hard reboot? Are they going to do a soft reboot? What is going to happen with the old movies? I've already read a report that they're going to have the Dark Phoenix and the New Mutant movies that they have in development. So that shouldn't be changing. But I'm just wondering, I mean, are they going to just recast all the characters? Will they bring back Hugh Jackman? Because Hugh Jackman has said they killed him, of course, but he said he would be willing to come back and reprise the role if he could be in an Avengers movie. So that would be very interesting. But I don't know, maybe he's too old for the part now. And Wolverine supposedly doesn't age as rapidly as other people, so I don't see how that would work. Obviously, I think they would want to keep Deadpool. He's just such an iconic character now. They could very easily retcon those last two movies and make them part of the MCU. And Ryan Reynolds is still young and vibrant. I mean, I just can't see a viable scenario where Disney replaces him. The other question is whether they're going to keep Deadpool a rated R property. Do you really want the Deadpool brand as part of Disney? I mean, up to this point, all their Marvel movies have been kind of, maybe not PG, but close to PG rated. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. And I'm also wondering, I think they had they own Blade. So I wonder if they'd be willing to do a reboot. I mean, now that Black Panther blew up so big, I'm wondering whether they would do a reboot of Blade. Because those Blade movies made money. And as far as black superheroes go, Blade predates most of these predates Black Panther. He even predates a lot of some of the other Marvel properties. Did it even come out before? I remember X-Men being the first big Marvel property to get introduced. It might have even been before that. I have to do some research on that. But it's very interesting. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who would be a good replacement for Wolverine if they decide to go that route. I remember back in the 90s, this was when Star Trek Next Generation was big. I was a big Trekkie fan. I remember having this discussion with my brother. We were talking about an X-Men movie. This was before any kind of X-Men movie had been announced. And I was kind of like giving my dream team for an X-Men movie. And back then, I thought Mel Gibson should play Wolverine. I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger should play Colossus because he had done that Russian movie with a Red Heat or something. And Patrick Stewart I actually said Patrick Stewart would be perfect for Professor X. So 1 out of 3. I would actually say 2 out of 3 because although they didn't get Mel Gibson, they did get an Australian. So they got an Australian that was not, if you look at Hugh Jackman and Mel Gibson, they kind of have that same type of look. So there's got to be some kind of, in fact, I seem to remember some, maybe not. I'm trying to think of a current Australian actor that would fit the bill, but I'm drawing blanks here. If you have any idea, maybe you want to give a suggestion in the comments. Maybe we could submit this idea to Disney and make some money. Probably not. But anyway, So, interestingly enough, so I was looking into this article about this deal, and it seems I was wondering what was going to happen to Fox News. Apparently, Fox News is actually going to break off into a new company for Robert Murdoch, so they're keeping that. But from what I've read, Disney's going to own FX too, because I didn't realize that. But 21st Century Fox owns FX. They also own National Geographic, and they have a stake in Hulu. I think a majority stake in Hulu. So that'll be interesting because the last I heard, Disney was talking about, was it Disney or Marvel? I mean, Marvel is Disney, but I think, or was it DC? I think it was Marvel. Marvel was talking about opening their own like Netflix service. So I don't know how this is going to affect their plans. And I don't see anything in there about that in an article, but Rupert Murdoch is going to be is going to have a majority share at Disney now. According to what and I'll just read a couple things. Some other properties they own. They own Avatar. By adding Fox's deep library of TV shows and movies, along with franchises such as Avatar, Planet of the Apes, and Marvel Entertainment's Deadpool, Disney would have a trove of popular content to use in the new streaming service the Burbank entertainment giant intends to launch next year. So, okay, they are launching the service. Disney also would gain majority control of Hulu, which Iger has said will be used for more adult fare. So they have control of The Handmaid's Tale now. This is big. This is very, very big. And according to this, the merger, or whatever you want to call it, has already received the blessing of the Justice Department. So it's a done deal. So we'll see how this plays out. This is very interesting. And just to reiterate, it says Rupert Murdoch, 87, and his family won't be exiting media. However, the family intends to hold onto several Fox assets, including Fox News Channel, Fox Business Network, 2 national sports networks, television stations, and the Fox Broadcast Network. And these properties will form a new company. So, and Murdoch also has controlling interest in the Wall Street Journal, Times of London, and HarperCollins. But anyway, so I'm not sure if this is great news or just interesting news, because there's many ways they could mess this up, but I'm cautiously optimistic because phase 3 or 4 of the MCU is already coming in close. So the time to add these characters would have been 5 years ago, maybe. But we'll see how it plays out. They got some smart people over there at Disney. Kevin Feige. Okay, but last but not least, I think I'll just end on a little update about the Chris Hardwick situation. God, I am so sick of talking about this already. But Khloe Dykstra came out and commented on his reinstatement, saying, and I quote, "I never set out to ruin the career of the person I spoke about." Now, is it just me, or does anybody else feel that this is just a load of crap? I mean, really? She started her allegation by by including details about dating a man almost 20 years her senior. And then she described him as a mildly successful podcaster who went on to become a powerhouse CEO of his own company. I mean, if she did not intend on ruining his career, why not just say, one of my former boyfriends did this to me? I don't understand why you would include these details unless you were specifically trying to destroy this person's career. And then she goes on to say, well, I have evidence, but I only revealed it to certain people that I know. You revealed everything else. Why not release the data, the evidence? I mean, and while we're on the subject, why even release this allegation on the internet at all? Why not just get a therapist like any sane person? I just... Oh, and to read some of the comment at Jezebel, some of these women, they just can't see past their own bias. And it's just sad to see. But I actually saw somebody comment on this. Oh, well, her story just seems so true. I don't see how she could have made up something like that. It's called writing. It's called fiction writing. It can be done. If you read enough abuse stories on something like Medium, you could easily concoct your own, allegation. If you tried hard enough. It's called having an imagination. But like I said, I really don't want to get into it. She says she wants to move on, so we'll let her move on. And hopefully Chris Hardwick won't suffer too much. But that's all I got for this week. I saw some trailers for The Walking Dead. They actually came out 9 days ago, I think. Fear the Walking Dead as well. And all I'm going to say about that is I haven't really watched either one of those shows in like 2 years, but those trailers did not bring really anything new to the table. The music choice did not inspire at all. I know they're trying to be ironic with the music they chose for Fear the Walking Dead, but it just seemed, I don't know. It was just blah. Just the whole thing is blah. I mean, well, we're 9 years into the zombie apocalypse and these zombies still have meat on their bones. They still have the strength to walk around. And it seems like it's only a matter of time before Rick ruins another settlement. And I don't know. It just don't seem like these shows are going anywhere. But they're popular, so if you're a fan, you're going to get plenty of Walking Dead coming up. So that's about it. And see you in a few days, I hope.